There is a very special group of people in your app who you need to identify as quickly as possible, who you can never ever lose. They are your power users.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Now, when it comes to identifying who your power users are across your monthly active users, what you want to look for is a nice big smile curve in your graph. This is going to prove to you that you're making the right choices and the right decisions when it comes to your product and the features that you're rolling out. But what is a power user? I mean, that term gets thrown around so often these days. So what I want to do is identify what three major buckets they can fall into. Bucket number one are the power users based on demographic. These are the people who know every single feature, button, and knob in your app. They will push things to the absolute limit. They are power users, just by sheer definition. The second group of power users are the ones based on usage. Just like we spoke about, they are the ones in your app all day, every day. They are swimming on top of your daily active users charts. The third bucket of power users are the ones based on usage. These are the ones who scream and shout from the rooftops about how much they love your product to literally anyone and everyone who will listen.
I love you.
But then the question still remains, what do you do with power users? Well, today we're going to cover 5 ways that you can use your power users in your app. Number 1, upsell them.
But there is one more thing.
This makes a ton of sense, right? These users already know your app. They already love what you do. They already trust that you're going to build a really great product and they can rely on you. So it makes the most sense that this set of power users are going to be the ones who are most likely to purchase off you. It's going to be a lot quicker, a lot more efficient, a lot cheaper to upsell to these people who love your app than it is to go and acquire all of these new leads and all of these new customers. Do not sleep on this. Upsell your power users. Number 2, retain them. Now, I know this is going to sound a little bit obvious, but if you have a bunch of power users in your app, you're going to want to keep them there.
Stay with me.
I know we can get sidetracked. We focus on this shiny object syndrome where we're trying to acquire all of these new customers. That is important. I definitely think we should do that. But also, let's not neglect the ones who are in the app, who are loving the product, who are using it every day, who are absolutely milking the features for all that's worth. We want to keep them. We want to keep them on board, so do your best to retain them. Number 3, you want to turn your power users into advocates. You want these users to be advocating and evangelizing your product. There are a couple of fantastic ways to do this. Things like referral programs and affiliate programs really incentivize your power users to go out into the big bad world and talk about your product like it is the best thing since sliced bread. If you're not into spinning up a referral program or an affiliate program, that's totally fine. That's not the only path that you need to take here. You could also consider creating a community. HashiCorp, for example, has a wonderful community called HUGS, which stands for HashiCorp User Group. This community has like over 50,000 people and they have pop-ups all around the world that are all volunteer-led. These communities drive advocacy and evangelism in the product that is unprecedented. I've never seen a community program like this before and it is absolutely awesome. Go check it out if you haven't seen it. If you don't want to build a referral program or have a community, you can do something like Notion has done where they have this template gallery. Now, it is amazing how many creators, aka power users of Notion, will go in to create businesses to build their audiences based entirely on this template gallery. This is a way to highlight your power users like never before. You are giving them a platform on top of your app to be able to shout from the rooftops how amazing your product is. Your power users become advocates by default. They are just evangelizing your product. It is such a perfect, wonderful execution of how we can turn your power users into advocates. If your product allows for this, I definitely think this is a great hand to play. Number 4, use them for research. Your power users are going to be using every single nook and cranny of your app. It makes the most sense then to ask them and find out how they're using it, what they're using it for.
You want answers! I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
Get all of the juicy information out of these power users and you are going to be left with this buffet of options for what features to build, for how to improve the product and how to make it better. Do not sleep on user research from your power users. Number 5, double down on them or don't. What I mean by this is sometimes we build a product or an app and we have this subset of users who become power users who aren't actually the type of user that you really want to be serving in your app. And it just kind of trends that way and that's what ends up happening. Now you've got to come to this fork in the road option. The way to determine whether you want to be doubling down on your power users is to answer the question, if only we could serve these people in our app from now until the end of time? Would we be fulfilled? Would we be, serving our mission? Would we be super happy about this? If the answer is no, absolutely not, then it's time to pivot, right? It's time to build some new features, find some new user groups, and kind of shape the direction of your product away from those power users. Alternatively, if the answer is yes, that these power users are your dream users and you are absolutely thrilled to be able to work with them, then it's time to double down. Now look, this is just a really quick overview of the power user strategy. If you want a deeper dive into how to utilize power users and a breakdown of all the different stages that they're in and some insights from other really great companies, head to commandbar.com/blog and search for power user strategy. The blog will come up, you can dive in, you can read it all, you can check it out, share it with your team. Honestly, there are so many tidbits in here that you'll want to be taking notes. Let me know what you implement, how it goes. I'd love to hear from you. All right, bye.